and welcome to the live episode of Season Sunflower Hour. I am so excited and so happy to spend some time with all of you. So welcome to the Sunflower family. If you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe, so that you never miss an episode, because you know how incredible these episodes are, and I don't want you to miss any of it. And while you're at it, make sure you head over to YouTube to find us there so that you can see all the past episodes, because I know that you just cannot get enough of us and you're going to want more. So you want to check that out. Find us on YouTube at ALSA Chicago 1. The number 1, that is, at ALSA Chicago 1. Ooh, you know what? The comment section is already blowing up, and you know how happy that makes me. So let's check in with some of the people that are watching. Ms. Aunties are here to support us again. We are so excited. Thank you guys so much. Sending hugs and love to everyone. Make sure you chime in and let us know where you're tuning in from. We always love to hear where our Sunflower family is watching from around the world. Now, this is going to be a pretty crazy month coming up for us. I can't believe that we're in August. It is almost over. This is insane, guys. Where did 2023 go? But looking to September, the chapter has some really amazing things coming up. There are some more. Walk to Defeat ALS. That is right. It is not too late for you to get in and get involved with this. We have some fall walks coming up in the month of September. On September 10th, we have the Champaign Walk to Defeat ALS. And on September 16th, we will be in Peoria with the Peoria Walk to Defeat ALS. And like I said, it is not too late. If you still want to create a walk team and be a part of this amazing event, you can do it. Absolutely. Sam will put that link up in the comment section for you. It will have all the information that you need. Now, you can either create your own walk team if you want to, and you can walk in memory of someone that you love, someone that has passed, someone that is currently fighting the battle, friends and family, or you can just start a walk team just to support the cause. If you don't want to start your own walk team, you're absolutely more than welcome to join someone else's walk team. And that is so much fun. We've got so many incredible teams that are walking for amazing things that are so close to their heart, and you can be a part of that. You can help support them. You can just straight donate. You can even volunteer. Heck, you can even just come out just to enjoy the event and not have to walk or volunteer or do anything. You can just come be a part of it, because the magic, I'm telling you this firsthand, the magic that happens at these walks is completely like nothing you've ever experienced before. So bring the family out, bring your friends, and just come and enjoy the walk. So that's happening. All the info is up there for both the Peoria and the Champaign Walk if you're interested. And very shortly, you are going to meet somebody from the Champaign Walk. So if you are looking to join a team, you might just find your team tonight. You never know. So walks are coming up. Also, we have on September 6th, the ALS Classic, one of the absolute best events of the year that the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter puts on. If you love golf, this is for you. Come on out. It is absolutely incredible. Everything raised goes to the chapter so that they can continue to serve all of those families that are battling ALS, give them all these resources, give them support groups, give them information, equipment, get them to clinics. All of these things are provided by the chapter free of charge, and that is all because of you. And the ALS Classic is a huge part in that. So come out, play some golf. Same thing, there's so many opportunities. You can play, you can have a foursome, you can volunteer, you can even just come out. I believe Sam will correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're not into golf and you don't want to golf, you can just come out for the post party afterwards to have dinner, hear some live music, be a part of the raffles and the auctions, the silent auction. There's endless possibilities. It's an incredible event. It is at Cog Hill, which is an iconic golf course. Some greats. Sam, was it Tiger Woods that played there? I think possibly. I don't know. Some greats have played at Cog Hill, so it's an incredible course. Yes. Sam is, yes, you can come for just dinner. That is a possibility. Like I said, possibilities are endless. The link is up in the comment section, so make sure you check that out as well. So you guys, the ALS Classic coming up on September 6th, and then we have the Champaign Walk on September 10th. and the Peoria Walk on September 16th. So it's going to be a jam-packed month of September, full of all kinds of ALS love and support, which makes me so happy. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, we've got some more people tuning in. I love that. I love seeing it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Well, let's not waste any. Oh, yep, that is true. So Tiger Woods has played there. We don't know when, but Tiger Woods has stepped foot on Cog Hill. So you want to be there too. You want to take a swing on the course that some of the absolute best have played. Make sure you do that. Oh, Carly, thanks for stopping in. I'm so glad you came to say hello. Now, you guys, we have another superstar tonight. And in fact, we have an banking superstar. So fun. So you're going to probably want to keep her name written down in case you need any tips, because I bet you she'd be the girl that has them for you. But not only is she a banking superstar, but she also happens to be an incredible ALS advocate, which is really amazing. After losing her father to ALS just last year, Cara knew that she had to keep his memory alive, and part of that was by spreading awareness and stepping up to become an ALS advocate. She saw firsthand what an ALS diagnosis does to the family, and she vowed to make sure that no one else has to go through the struggles that her family went through. It was really amazing how she stepped up and wanted to make a change and want to make a difference in the ALS world. So here to share how ALS has changed her life and to share her story, please welcome Brad's team, her walk team. She's the captain, Cara Beth Hunt.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
So good. You are looking so beautiful tonight. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So we have a lot to talk about. We got to chat on the phone just yesterday, actually, and you were just so fun. You were so fun to talk to, and you just have such a beautiful attitude about this. I'm really excited for people to get to see what this means to you and why this means so much to you, because you are so inspirational. I love this. So now your dad, Brad, he was diagnosed with ALS back in, I believe, 2018.
Yep.
And he lost his battle just last year in 2022. So you yourself had to watch, you and your family had to see your dad go through this battle, go through this struggle for 4 years. That just sucks. There's no great way of saying that. So what was this ALS journey like for your dad, and what was it like for you and your family?
I think, we obviously struggled with understanding. We live in a very small community. So we obviously didn't know anyone that had ALS. So we were trying to get him into hospitals and into clinics that would give us more answers, and those just didn't ever really come. And so we spent a lot of time with really no answers, and he continued to decline, and we couldn't really figure out why or what was happening. So, I mean, the battle itself, all the way up until the very end, was very difficult, and we didn't have a lot of information. And so that's why I am so thankful for the ALS Association for having that awareness. I'm just really wish we had it sooner. But our path did not lead us down that direction. And, we really struggled all the way up until his death. And so our path was not easy. And I don't think that any ALS path is easy, but that's where we are.
And that breaks my heart. I told you that yesterday. ALS, like you said, no matter what your journey looks like with the disease, there's no easy route. There isn't. But I can say that you have so many things coming at you with this disease, so many changes, so many hardships, just so many struggles in general. But to have the support, to have somebody be able to take some of that off your shoulders, to be able to say, hey, you were even telling me yesterday, you had no idea what to expect.
No.
I can't imagine that you went into that not knowing what tomorrow was going to bring, not knowing how this disease was going to progress. And that just makes me want to go cry in the corner, because everything you guys were facing, everything your family was going through, that's the one thing that people could help with,
Yes.
that people could guide you through, and you didn't even have that. And that breaks my heart. I'm so sorry that your family went through that.
We had it
How
when
did
I
you
met Sam for the first time, so I will say, shout out to Sam.
She's the best.
That's the
She
best.
knows I can't live without her. So I think it's kind of cute. How did you end up finding your way to the chapter?
Oh, geez. I believe so. My husband and I tried to take a vacation for our anniversary in June of last year. And it was not a fun one. My dad was at the end of his journey, and we did not realize, we just really didn't understand what was coming. So he had been struggling for a long time, and my mom was caring for him, and things were going well for the most part. And then all of a sudden things weren't going well anymore. So we were out of town, and he is a veteran. And so somehow we got connected through the VA, and they actually had told us about the ALS Association. So I called and reached out and talked to multiple people. And I also have a friend who her sister works for, Kendra Albers. She works for the association. And so we kind of all collaborated, and I ended up hooking up with Sam and talking to her about what's available and multiple different people. And at that point, we were about 2 weeks away from his death. So we didn't, really get to take full benefit of what all the resources that are available. But it is what it is. And I'm just so glad now that we can share that with everyone else. So
Yeah. And you are an example of what it looks like when you do have to fight through this and figure it out and on your own, and then what it could be when
yeah,
you have a support system like the
big time.
chapter to help
Big
you.
time. Yeah.
And it's a world of difference, because you were even telling me you had no idea. You were just ordering stuff on Amazon. You didn't know, like, what oh, maybe could we use it? I don't know.
Hundreds of dollars on Amazon, multiple contractors coming in and cutting showers apart and moving floors. I mean, there was a lot happening that we didn't know any better. We just didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. And for those watching that maybe don't kind of understand what we're talking about, one of the beautiful things that the chapter does is when that happens, they come in right away, and they would be able to sit down with the family and say, this is what's coming. This is what it's going to look like. And they preemptively, you might not need this yet, but you are going to need this. Yeah. So here's the equipment. Here's the contacts. They have all that information. Here's how you can make the house easier, the mobility easier. Like, they give you all of that stuff so that you're not left in the position exactly that you were in, you and your family were in, trying to think, what do we need? How do we do this? You were saying having contractors come in and change the house and then find out, oh no, that doesn't work.
Nope, it doesn't. And usually it does not. We did learn multiple times, like, nope, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. We're going to try this. Nope, it's not going to work. So, yes.
Well, this is your beautiful example. And I hate that you had to be the example this way, but it's a beautiful example why the chapter is so important, because you maybe those things don't sound important, but when you're going through that, to have all of that taken off your shoulders, to just get it right the first time, to have someone walk you through the steps, here's what you do, and you can take all of your focus to spending the time with your dad, to enjoying those moments that you have left. Yep. I think that's awesome. And so your dad was a veteran.
He was.
What branch was your dad in? What did
he was in the Navy. Yeah. Yep. So he was in the Navy, and actually his ALS diagnosis was deemed 100% service connected related after his death. So that's the other thing I want everyone to know is, if you are a veteran, please reach out to the VA and get an assessment of your situation and figure out what exactly all that entails. I do not think that a lot of people know that. And it took my mom some time. But, as far as her property taxes and everything under the sun, has been taken care of, and she's being taken care of as a widowed veteran's wife. So I just want everyone to know that as well.
That's a really good point. I'm so glad that you brought that up, because we know now that veterans are twice as likely to be diagnosed with ALS, which is an alarming statistic. And you're right, it terrifying. We don't know why yet. I know they're still trying to work that out, but we know that number is true, that they're twice as likely. And it is a service, as your dad went through, it is a service-related disease. And the VA, you can get resources, you can be taken care of if you know that. But like in your position, most people don't know that.
No.
How would you?
We didn't know about any resources, so we were brand new to it, basically at the last minute. So.
Last minute. Yeah. And how crazy is it too? It's a small world. We were talking, you didn't really know about ALS until it hit close to home. And then now you turn around, and how many people in your life right now do you have with battling ALS now, or have passed of ALS?
Yeah, quite a few. So actually we, obviously my dad was diagnosed and passed away from the disease. So we obviously had a ton of equipment. We had a van that was wheelchair enabled. We had his wheelchair very expensive wheelchair. And we had a man in our town that was also diagnosed with ALS. He is a wonderful pianist. And unfortunately, he's unable to use his hands and unable to speak. But we were able to donate the wheelchair to him and sell the van to his family. And it worked out. Honestly, it was one of those things that's like timing is everything. And it really worked out for him and his family. And they actually just took a trip to Colorado for, their family trip this year. And I'm so glad that he's able to get out of the house and do that, to get him a little bit more acclimated to society, because ALS obviously strips that away from you quite a bit. So he's able to get around, and it's all because of the equipment that we had, and that was great. So I'm super excited about that for them.
It's all because of your dad. Yeah. I mean, that piece of him kind of lives on now to help somebody else.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's so cool. What do you miss most about your dad?
Oh my gosh, he was the light of everything. I mean, he was amazing. It's hard to even explain him. I wish that I could replay his laugh on this stream, because it's hilarious and it just booms. His voice boomed, his laugh boomed. He was the life of the party everywhere you went. He was the guy when we walk in, like, oh, Brad's here. So I miss that about him a lot. My childhood home is a lot different now. My mom is more reserved, and she kind of leaned on him to be that person that was way more outgoing and be the life of the party and walk in and, have the introduction. And so she, she's struggled. But yeah, I think I miss that most about him, his sense of humor and his just entry into a room.
Are there any things specifically that, are there any places that make you feel maybe extra connected, or that you still really feel him with you?
So I will say, my parents' house. So my parents have a pool in their backyard, and he loved his favorite thing on earth was to be on his deck and to be on his pool and just just be in it and with his family, with his friends, and listening to music. And so whenever I'm there, definitely feel very connected. We also have some farmland down south that he gifted to my brother and I. That was family land, and he did that just out of the goodness of his heart. And so I was actually down there mowing 2 days ago, And I was just kind of driving along, listening to music and thinking about him, and we were there together.
I love that. Yeah, he was with you.
Yeah, definitely.
So there are these moments, and I don't know if you haven't felt them, it probably sounds weird, but I've heard that from guests on the show after they've lost loved ones. There really are these moments that you feel
Oh,
them. You just know they're there,
definitely.
whether it's like that on land, or we had one with a butterfly, or there are just these moments where it's undeniable and you just know. Like your
Yep.
dad just was like, "Hey, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, he's
I'm
still
watching
there.
out for you."
He's still there. I know that.
I love it. He wants you to go swimming for him or sit out
He
on
does.
his porch
He
and
definitely
enjoy
does.
the
He wants hot weather, and he wants all the fun party things, and to be the life of the party for sure.
I love it. Well, you're gonna come visit in Bali. Bring your dad.
I told you I
Bring
would.
your dad's spirit. I know. Bring your dad's spirit, because then he would love this warm
Oh,
weather and water
absolutely.
and some some chill drinks by the cold beer on the sand, watching the
Oh,
water. It's right up his alley.
absolutely right up his alley.
I love this. Well, talking to you is so special because, I mean, I'm really close to my family too. So those kinds of connections and bonds just are very close to my heart. And I could hear it. I can absolutely hear it in your voice when you talk about your dad. You are just, you never said the words. I can just hear it. You are just so proud of him. You are so proud to be his daughter. You're just so proud of the man that he was. What did you maybe admire most about him, or are there lessons or parts of him that you feel like you still carry with you every day?
Oh, absolutely. So he. Oh, hang on. Did I lose you? Oh, hold
Mm,
on. I got
nope,
you.
there you are, and there's your
There I am.
handsome dad.
Okay.
Yes, and there's your
Yes.
daddy on your wedding
That's
day.
my dad on my wedding day. Yes, look at him. He was seriously the life of the party. Like I said, I will say the lessons he taught me were to work hard and never, ever, ever take anything for granted. He was all about you put the work in and you'll get what you receive. He obviously in this picture, he has a booming laugh and had a great personality, and was hilarious. And everywhere he went, everyone is like, "Oh, Brad's here! Brad's here!"
Oh.
So I'm not that person. So I kind of walk in and I just get a little like, "Oh, okay," And he would have been like, "Oh, yep." This was his last birthday. He passed away about a month and a half after this picture. So that's his best friend since grade school. That's with him there. So we had a great day that day. So many lessons. He was amazing. He was amazing through his journey with ALS. He never complained. He never said anything. He was like, you know what? This is what's going on with me, and I'm going to die from this. And I'm happy. I've had a good life. He would tell me all the time I had a good life. Um, so he was seriously amazing. He really never had the depression, the anxiety. He really didn't. So this picture says it all. Like he was just great. He was a trooper for sure.
And look at that big old smile too.
Yeah,
Still smiling, still loving life, still so
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
Do you do you feel like you have any qualities that, or are there things that you do that your family's like, "Oh, that's your dad.
Oh
That
god.
is your
Oh
dad."
yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities. I always say he was the oil to my water because we drove each other insane. But I think that's more because of the similarities. So yeah, I mean, just looking at this picture, he probably had some sort of comment that he was making to me at this exact time that probably got under my skin. But yeah, we definitely played off of each other in that way. um, and like I said, I mean, he definitely instilled hard work and ethics and things in me and my brother that are lifelong lessons.
I love that. He sounds like such an awesome guy and a parent. Oh, the family.
Yeah. This is his two nephews and niece. So this is Maddie, Jack, and Noah. So they obviously are pretty young, and so they only remember certain things about Papa, and mostly in his chair. So we talk about, now he gets to walk and he's happy and all these things. And my son is the one on my dad's lap, and he asks about Papa all the time. And we go out to his stone and visit him and talk to him. And so yeah, we definitely live in his memory, and we teach the kids about it all the time.
Oh, that's really beautiful. That's so, so beautiful. So I heard that your dad, you were telling me he's super funny too. So not only did he was this funny guy, but he also had some like favorite sayings that would kind of always pop up around. So are there any that you could share with us? Are there maybe any funny jokes that you just are burned into your brain because you hear your dad say them, or sayings that stay with you?
Most of them are probably not good for the broadcast, but I
Okay,
will
not family friendly for us.
not family friendly, but let me think. So anytime, like if you would drop something in the house, or maybe accidentally shove something and it fell off a table or something, he's like, oh, it's fine, don't worry, we'll just buy a new house, it's fine, no worries, no big deal, we'll just buy a new house. And it's like, okay, you really have to make me feel like crap like that. What else? He was just full of, he loved comedy. He loved everything about what was one? He would meet someone new and he would say, "Oh, the best thing I like about you?" And they would say, "What?" And he's like, "Everything." And so it was his whole thing. Anybody new that came to the house, he just wanted them to feel so welcome and so like a part of our family. And he would just like give them anything in the world. And you know what I like about you? Everything right now. So
That's it. I love him already.
yes, I know, right? He would tell you all the best things.
Yes, yes, and
Yes,
yes.
this is the guy. This right here is the guy. He was something else. This was actually his 60th birthday party, which was super fun. It was a surprise, which he didn't love, but we did it, and he had a good time.
What was the going through this? The journey does suck, but it is very different for individuals. What was maybe the hardest part of his ALS battle? Was there anything that was really he was struggling with more than anything else, or the hardest thing, ability to lose?
Yeah. So I think really watching my mom and dad struggle with it together was probably the hardest part. So my mom obviously cared for him all the way up until he did not go into the nursing home until about 24 to 36 hours before he passed away. So he was 6'4" and 250 pounds. And my mom is five, 5'3" and 100 pounds. And she was moving his body for years around because he could not. And it just became very tiring for her. And watching the two of them struggle together was really, really hard. So my brother and I obviously were helping out a lot and going and moving him and getting him, situated. And he had really bad days and decent days and then really, really bad days. And getting to the point where we figured out what the best course of action was going forward was the hardest part, I think. And making those decisions with him feeling comfortable with it.
Okay.
He was obviously not wanting to go to a nursing home. He wanted to stay at home. He, felt comfortable, in his spot. I think that was probably the hardest part. I would say.
Was this something, because you had said you didn't really know it was coming, was this something your dad, did he want to dive in and look up and research ALS and find out what's to come? Or did he kind of, no, I just want to enjoy my life, I don't want to know,
So
kind of attitude?
we even struggled to get a diagnosis, to be honest with you. So he was at multiple hospitals, and he went through a ton of testing, and he was actually originally diagnosed with PLS. And we knew, and he kept telling us that's no. He's like, I know that's not it. I can feel it in my body. I know it. And he told us that time and time again. And I was just like, I would kind of roll my eyes because I'm like, please let it not be that, So we went on with that diagnosis for a while, and they really didn't, there's nothing you can do. And I feel like they didn't really want to tell us what the actual diagnosis was, because it's kind of like, okay, well, there's nothing else we can do, move along. And so we were kind of stuck in that routine for quite a while. But I think that he just became accustomed with the fact that he's like, I know what's happening in my body. I know, and I know exactly. And he said, I can feel it in my hands. I can feel it in my feet. I can feel it in my legs. I can feel it everywhere. And he's like, I know exactly what's happening. And he wasn't afraid of it. He wasn't scared. He was not. He was amazing.
Wow.
It was truly, like, hands down amazing. Never once showed any sort of fear, any sort of like, why would this happen to me? Anything.
Yeah.
Nope, never.
That kind of strength always blows me away. And it tends to be the individuals in these situations that I think people like you and I can't even fathom how you can be so positive, how you can do that. And they just, I mean, wow, there's nothing else to say, but just wow.
Yeah. Wow is right. Wow. I'm very proud of him. Very, very proud of him.
And then you got to witness that strength and that courage and positivity every day, which I can understand how that is. That part of maybe what's led you to have this newfound passion for this advocacy and to get out there and spread awareness?
Yes. I think that one of the biggest things, so I think I told you, Susan, whenever we went to the nursing home, like I said, he had only been there maybe 24, 36 hours. And he was definitely towards the end, and we didn't realize how fast that was going to come. And I had someone in the nursing home come up to me, and she was like, do you realize how bad this is? Like, how bad dying from ALS is? And I just kind of stood there, and I was like, I guess. I don't know. I've been living with this, I'm like, I've already lived a lot of bad. And we sat there all night, and I mean, I think that was the thing, sitting there with him and not realizing we had the resources until way later. And we sat there and we held his hand and we played music, and, he passed away. And after that, I was like, how did we not know all of these things that were available? And the things that, really could have helped my mom, could have helped all of us. We just didn't know. And we didn't have a way to even reach out. I mean, it was like a very lonely feeling. And so I don't really know how else to explain it outside of after he passed. It was like, okay, we just went through that, and that's obviously not common. So we were sitting here like dealing with this death process, and we walked out, and it was a sense of relief, because the disease is so hard. It's so hard on everyone, and you don't ever want to feel relief whenever someone passes. You want, not you want the grief, but you want something other than relief. And that wasn't the case. So, it was a wild ride.
Well, in relief, I think it's different, and I completely understand what you're saying, because it sounds strange if you haven't experienced it, but someone going through something like ALS, I get that. That moment of relief is because they're not suffering. You've seen the
Well, they're
worst.
trapped. They're trapped in their mind.
Yeah.
And I would look in his eyes and I'm like, you're just trapped. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. And I was like,
Yeah.
what is the point? You know what I mean? Like there is just no, and he struggled a lot. He loved, like I said, he loved to be outside. He loved to hang out with his friends, loved to be in the pool, loved it. And he couldn't do any of those things. So, yeah, it was definitely trapped inside your own body.
Yeah. Not okay. Well,
No.
you've taken that experience though, and you flipped it. Sort of my favorite saying. I love it, and I get to say it so much on the show. Is you truly have taken tragedy and you've turned it into this triumph. So, what is that message that you are trying to get out? What is so important that you want other people to know from your experience?
When he passed away, I sat for a very long time in my garage on my mower. I sat there all night long. And I just thought, like, how can I help other people with this diagnosis and with this disaster of a situation? And it had been the trials and tribulations over the past, 3 or 4 years that we went through. It should not have been like that. And if we would have known the resources early on, we would have been a lot better off. It doesn't fix the diagnosis. It doesn't fix any of it. But it definitely makes it easier to care for your loved one. It makes it easier to work through the process and makes them more comfortable. One of the things I think that really drives me is that he was so nervous to go anywhere or do anything because he didn't have the proper resources, for, bathrooms and his wheelchair and all these different things. So really just kind of driving not only the awareness of ALS and the awareness of the association and the awareness of the help that you can get, not only through the association, the VA, all these different things that we found out too late, but also really just kind of accommodations for the disabled. Because we found a lot of roadblocks trying to get him into certain places and doing certain things, and he could not be a part of family activities because of those things. And so really, I think kind of driving the fact that we need more resources and more accommodations for those that are disabled.
You're right. And those things you shouldn't have had to go through. And it gives a better quality of life too.
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
when you hear, we've had them on the show before, when you see Scott's actually watching. I don't know if you saw Scott chiming in. He had some great things that, Scott, I see you, that you have no choice but to be positive and to have positive thoughts in these moments.
Yeah.
You just have no choice. But when you get that wheelchair or that power chair and you have that freedom, that mobility, those kinds of things, it's a game changer.
Yep.
It's an absolute game changer. And again, it will never stop breaking my heart. Cara, I'm so sorry your family went through this, because to not be able to have even just the option to know that that's out there, whether your dad wanted it or not, to not even have the option on the table really breaks my heart, because you guys were just sort of navigating this blind. And it's not just you. I'm sure there are so many people, because every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS, and every 90 minutes someone loses that battle. So in the course of the time we were on before the show, through the show, after the show, somebody new will have been diagnosed. And if they don't know these resources exist, they're going to be walking your shoes. They're going to be walking this blind.
I don't want that for anyone. I mean, I will say, I mean, it was extremely, extremely, extremely tough. And I wasn't even his primary caregiver. So if I had my mom on here, you would, she unfortunately can't quite bring herself to talk about it that much yet. But yeah, she got the brunt of it. And she did a fantastic job. She was amazing. She literally lifted him through the entire thing and moved him and got him where he needed to be and did everything under the sun. And she's an amazing, powerful force. But she shouldn't have had to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we're going to give a massive shout out and we're going to send a whole lot of love
Yeah.
your way to your mama for all her amazingness.
She's the best. She's amazing.
It runs in the family, I have to say. I think between your mom, your dad, I haven't met your brother yet, but I'm sure
He's
he's
pretty
just
great
as
too.
awesome.
I'll give him
Family.
credit. He's pretty great too.
I love it. I love it. It's contagious. Your happiness, your excitement. And that's another thing I think is so beautiful, that this is a heavy subject. This is not fun to talk about, and this is hard and this is rough, but you can do it with such a beautiful sort of positive, finding the way to make the best out of the worst kind of situation. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, his demeanor throughout the entire illness, you can't do anything else. He was amazing. He led it like a champ, and amazing all the way up until the end. So I would be doing him a disservice if I didn't.
Well, I know he's proud. I know he's absolutely proud, and the way that you are taking on keeping his memory alive, sharing his story, and using that to help other people. I know he's super, super proud. Well, Sam posted in the comments, in case anyone watching this needs these resources, that Working Through Grief, there is an article on that in the newsletter. Sam posted the links to that, a couple articles on working through grief. If anybody is struggling with this right now, it's not easy, and there are resources, there are ways that we can help you through, that other people can help you through. So if you are in that process, please check that article out. The links are in the comment section for you. Now, Cara, all this you guys went through, and this wasn't just a short period of time. I mean, you went through this battle for years. How do you think ALS has changed your life? That was a big thing. I'm sure it's in so many ways, but could you even begin to sum that up? How has ALS changed your life?
ALS has changed my life entirely, actually. I did not realize I was going to lose a parent as young as I was, and it hit us fast and furious. And I think that everything that came with that, and really the distress on my family, was a very big impact to us. But I also think it brought a lot of light, to where we can help other people, and we've done those things, and we have vowed to do those things going forward. But it's not always easy, and I think every single person struggling with ALS is facing the same thoughts and the same struggles, and need resources, and it's a very, very terrible disease. And I think I was kind of blindsided, to be honest with you, as to how horrible it really is, and that you don't think it's ever really going to touch you, and then all of a sudden it does, and it changes your life. So yeah, the good and the bad. I think I have a lot to give to the ALS community. I think that my family has a lot to give to the ALS community. I think the resources are amazing. I think that the people affected are in a good spot if they know their resources. So that's what I would like to share with the world, is that they are available.
And we second that from the sweet pup in the background. He's here to support you and second that notion. Absolutely. Well, not only are you just saying the words, you're not just talking the talk, you are walking the walk too, because pun intended there, you are walking the walk.
You will be there.
Dun, dun, dun. Bringing a little comedy to your Tuesday night. Well, I am impressed because I don't think I would have been able to do it, because the grief would have hit me a little bit too hard. But I mean, your dad passed away last year in just July of 2022. Already in August of last year, so not even a month later, somehow the superstars that you are, you guys created a walk team, and you participated in your very first Walk to Defeat ALS in Champaign. So tell me this decision. Why was it so important to you so quickly to get involved and get out there?
I would give the credit to Sam. Sam, if you're listening, shout out. We had multiple conversations, and it was like I said, we were about 2 weeks out from his death, and we were in hospice for a while, and hospice was kind of confusing and all that. But we got to the end, and I was like, you know what, we're doing it. And that's kind of my personality. And my mom's like, oh, here we go. We had a huge party, multiple times. We had a huge party for his memorial. We went to the walk, and then we had a huge cookout afterwards, and really just kind of tried to share really what his experience was, and what he faced, and because he kept it pretty hidden from a lot of people. Okay. And I think it was really the drive to be involved in something that others were facing the same struggles as we were, and we hadn't found that for the years that we've been dealing with it. So I really think that was the drive. My mom kind of struggled. She wasn't, super involved, but we had friends, we had family, we had tons of people in attendance, and it was fantastic. We had shirts made. It was great. We had a good time. We made signs with all of his favorite sayings, everything under the sun. It was a really good time.
Oh, do you remember one of those favorite sayings? I put you on the spot.
They're probably not PG enough. Let me think.
Oh, even those too. Okay.
He loved Austin Powers, and so he would always say, "Yeah, baby," all the time. So that was probably one of them. No, he was seriously the most fun guy, the loudest guy in the room, the life of the party in every single aspect. His friends and family, I mean, every single one of them, we still get together at my mom's house and just kind of talk about like, oh, what did Brad do this time, and he still continues to be the life of the party. He's just not there.
I love that. He will never stop.
Nope, he will never stop.
Well, what was that? So for someone watching maybe who's never been to a walk to defeat ALS, and this isn't just any walk, and that's why I want to ask you this, because there are lots of walks, lots of different walks and runs for different charities, but hands down, every single person I've ever talked to, everyone that I've been to, I can attest firsthand as well. This is something completely different than any walk you've ever been to. So what was your experience like at this first walk? Why was this so special?
I saw a lot of people impacted with ALS there at the walk, and that strikes a chord, because you can feel their struggle. You understand exactly what they're going through and what their family is going through. But it was a family environment. It was very close knit, and we were blown away by. I mean, we had a lot of people that we knew there. But it was a very, very, very close-knit environment. And so whenever we were actually walking, I have pictures from it, and we had all of our kids and nephews and nieces and everyone walking in t-shirts, and they were just so proud of Papa and everything. And they loved all the kids' activities. I still wear the bracelet even a year afterwards, haven't taken it off yet. And hope to get another one this year, and I'll add it to the group. So yeah, I mean, and we had our signs out in our yards, and our neighbors got involved. And I mean, it was just a really, really, really close-knit environment. And I really loved that.
The community, it's a family. It really is.
Totally. Well, I mean, no one else understands until you go through it, or until you have a family member that goes through it. You really don't understand, and then all of a sudden it smacks you in the face, and all of a sudden you're a family because it's part of it.
Yep. And at least you get to be there with each other. And I think that's what's so cool, because this is such a crappy disease that is so heartbreaking. But then you get to walk day, and it's not sad.
No.
It is so
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's so colorful, and everyone's smiling. And you have everyone in their wheelchairs, and those affected that are there to show their support. And I mean, it is an amazing, amazing event.
So was it then, I'm guessing, a super easy decision to decide to come back again this year?
Oh gosh, yes. Everyone. I even had my friends and family asking me. They're like, "When is the walk team being set up?" Like months ago, and I was like, "Hold on, like I'm trying."
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, even like I said, it wasn't even a push to get everyone involved. They were super excited to come back, and we are all ready to go on September 10th.
I love it. So you will be at the Champagne Walk on
Yep.
September 10th with Brad's team. I
Yes.
am so excited. Is there something that maybe you're looking forward to most about Walk?
Um, Number one, I hope we can raise the most money.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that goal. Let's put
I
it
know
out
that's
there.
my target.
Let's put it out
That was
there.
my
Let's
target last year, and we did not quite hit it, I don't think. So I have that, and really just being with my friends. Oh, there we are. Oh,
Yay! Oh, is that Brad's team?
that's Brad's team. Yep. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
those are our posters that I was talking about. Yeah,
Love
that's my
it.
mom in the middle holding it next to me. She's a rock star. She deserves all the praise in the world. I'm just looking forward to being with my family there again and honoring him, and the battle that he faced and how awesome he was. He was amazing in every single way, all the way through the disease. Had a good attitude and never once complained, and never really had a bad thing to say. He just rolled with it.
Man, he's a warrior. He's a superhero.
Yeah, he
Can't
absolutely
say
is. These people in this picture, these people have been through it as well with us and have been amazing. So, yeah, I love this picture. I'm glad you pulled it up.
Oh, yay. Well, also for those watching that want to get involved, if they're maybe too scared to start their own team, can they join Brad's team? Are you
Oh, yeah.
welcoming in?
We are welcoming all of the members. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Just feel free to join. I am happy to help in any way if anyone is affected and that I can share any information or resources or anything under the sun. I am more than happy to do that. But if nothing else, join our walk team and we will be there on the 10th and we will be in our shirts and we will be supporting Brad.
I love it. The link is there. It's scrolling now. Sam's already got this. That is the link. If you want to join the team, if you want to be a part of Brad's team and walk in honor of Brad and share some laughs, share some crazy quotes, all the funny things we couldn't say on air right now, you can be privy.
We can say them at the walk.
Exactly. You'll get all the inside information there. You can have some drinks, some adult beverages to cheer Brad. So if you want to join part of that team, or even if you are not around, if you're too far away, you can do virtual walks in support of Brad's team. You can also go to that link and donate, help get them to that goal, help her reach that goal of being the team that raises the most money. You can be a part of that also. Yes, of course, Sam. We would never dream of anything else. So let's be clear about that. Yes, any adult beverages in Brad's honor happen long after the walk at their special after party. Definitely. I love this. Not on site. Yes, never on site. We would never dream of it. Never. No way. We don't roll like that. But if you want to be a part of that, the link is up there. And again, even if it's not joining Brad's team, just come out, be a part of this community, be a part of the family, gets to meet everybody that we've been talking about, everyone that you see on the show, all these faces. Come and meet them in person and say hello to them. Come meet Cara and her entire family and say hi to her also. This is so exciting. I'm so excited for Walk.
Yeah, me too.
Yay. So this is number 2 in the books. And I think this is just the beginning of so many more for you. Yeah. One last thing. So what did you find the process of signing up, creating your walk team? How was that for you? Was that simple? Was that easy for someone that's maybe entertaining the idea of, should I do this? What would you say to them?
Easy. It's so easy. So easy. I literally signed in got it all put together, I think the day after he passed away, honestly. And we started taking in we had the ALS Association as one of his donations for his funeral. So we actually pushed all of that into his walk team last year. And I think, like I said, I literally had it set up the next day. And this was like, I had been up with him until 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was very easy, very, very easy. So please feel free to join our team, create a team. Extremely easy, and the app is amazing. You can follow every single thing as far as kind of where you're standing as far as, getting donations, and then sharing it through social media. So
Beautiful. Well, Cara, how, if you put it out there that you want to help, you want to be there, that resource, if anyone needs to talk to you, if anyone has questions for you or wants to reach out to you, how can they find you?
they can find me. I am happy to share my cell phone information, my email, social media, anything under the sun. So if anyone on that's listening needs any sort of resource that I can help with, I would be happy to share that information. And you're happy to find me, obviously, our walk team, and then through social media and everything else.
Beautiful. Just give them your social media handle in case anybody does want to reach out to you. Let's give them one of those ways.
So Cara Beth Hunt on Facebook, CB Hunt, I think, on Instagram, and carabethhunt@gmail.com is my email address. So super easy. Feel free to shoot me an email.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you can always reach out to Sam. You're in my mind. I love that. So you can reach out to info@alsachicago.org. That is in the comment section. That's info@alsachicago.org. If you do want to get in touch with Cara, we will get you all the information. We will get you in touch with her if you need to talk to her, if you want to speak to her about her experience, have any questions. She is more than willing to help. Cara, you are such an amazing advocate. Thank you for everything that you are doing to spread awareness, to share your dad's story. He's a beautiful human being, just like you. The apple doesn't far fall from the tree. Thanks for keeping his memory alive. And thanks for everything you do for us. And we cannot wait to see you in Champaign for the Walk to Defeat ALS.
We will be there in all our glory. We're excited.
I love it. I love it. We'll have a hot dog for me, and enjoy that walk. Give a big old hug to your mom for me as well.
I will. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you very soon.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Bye. She is such a beautiful human, and I love everything she is doing. The passion, the purpose behind it is so beautiful. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as we love talking, but there are some beautiful key points I really want you to remember from all of that is that resources matter. They make a difference, and everything that the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter provides, all of those resources are completely free of charge, and we cannot do this without you. So please visit alsachicago.org for your chance to donate, to be a part, to find out volunteer opportunities, or even just share and spread awareness by sharing our posts, by letting other people know the events coming up, because all of that matters. You heard it straight from Cara herself on how those resources would have made all the difference. So if you are going through this battle with ALS, if you know someone that is, please guide them to find us, the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter, so we can help them with those resources. And so importantly, if you're a veteran, please check those resources out as well. That information is back in the comment section for you to learn more about that, but we'll get you in touch. Reach out to the VA because there is help available. Veterans are twice as likely to get ALS. So let's get them the resources that they need. Let's help each other out, and let's just spread some massive love and kindness. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the Sunflower Hour family. We will see you back again in September. Sam will tell me the exact date, I'm sure, but we will see you back for our next live episode of the show in September. But until then, everybody, be bright and shine your light.